Okay, pre-algebra. Today we are talking about multiplying binomials. And the way you multiply a binomial times a binomial is using what's called the FOIL method. FOIL is an acronym that stands for F-O-I-L, where F is the first, O is outer, I is inner, and L is last. You have that on your notes right there in front of you. So our first example is x plus 3 times x plus 4. So to multiply a binomial times a binomial, we use that FOIL method. And the FOIL method is almost like doing the distributive property twice. So the first thing we do is F. F stands for first. And that means you multiply the first term in each set of parentheses together. X times x, if you've forgotten, x times x, remember we add our exponents, that would be x squared. Then we've got O. O stands for outer. And that means you multiply the outside terms of the whole thing. I take x times 4. X times 4 is not x4, it's 4x. Remember, a number always before the variable. And it's a positive 4x, so I put plus 4x. Next, I've got I. I stands for inner. That's the two inside terms. I'm going to do positive 3 times x. That would be 3x, and it's positive, so I put plus 3x. And then finally, I've got L. L stands for last. I multiply the last term in each set of parentheses. Positive 3 times positive 4 is positive 12, so I put plus 12. And I have successfully done the FOIL method. Now, there's always one more step almost on every one of these problems where your two middle terms are like terms because they're the same variable raised to the same exponent. In this case, they've both got an x. So I can combine those. To truly answer this and simplify my answer, I've got to do 4x plus 3x, which is 7x. So my x squared stays an x squared because there's no other like terms with the x squared. 4x plus 3x is positive 7x. And then the plus 12 just comes down as well. And now that is my answer. I've successfully multiplied x plus 3 times x plus 4, and I got x squared plus 7x plus 12. Almost all of these, this is your final answer, is going to look like this. It's going to be a trinomial with 3 terms. So let's look at our second example here. X plus 2 times x plus 9. Again, we're going to do the FOIL method. So F stands for first. That means you multiply the first term in each set of parentheses. X times x is x squared. Next is O. O stands for outer. I multiply the outside terms in each set of parentheses. X times, now this is where that sign matters. You need to think of that as a negative 9. X times negative 9 is going to be negative 9x, so I put minus 9x. Then I stands for inner. I multiply the inside terms. 2 times x is positive 2 times x would be positive 2x, so I'm going to put plus 2x. And then finally, I'm going to do L. L stands for last, the last terms in each set of parentheses. Positive 2 times negative 9 is negative 18, so I'm going to put minus 18. And again, we have like terms. They're almost always going to be the middle two terms. So they're like terms, so I can add these two terms together. I can combine them. Now, my x squared just comes down as an x squared. Negative 9x plus 2x. Remember, you always include that sign in front when combining like terms. Negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7, so this is going to be minus 7x. Then my minus 18 comes down. And I've got my answer, x squared minus 7x minus 18. All right, let's look at our last example over here. 3x minus 3 times 2x minus 7. So again, we still do the FOIL method. This one's a little different because we see there's numbers in front of the x. It really doesn't make it any different, maybe just slightly more challenging. So I do my F. F stands for first. My first terms are 3x and 2x, first term in each set of parentheses. 3x times 2x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. So instead of just being plain x squared like the other two problems, this is 6x squared. Now I'm going to do O. O stands for outer. That's going to be my outside terms. 3x times negative 7. That's going to be negative 21x. So minus 21x. Then I do I. I stands for inner, inside terms. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. So I'm putting minus 6x. Finally, last. L stands for last. Negative 3 times negative 7, the last terms in the sets of parentheses. Negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. I'm going to put plus 21. Again, I'm going to combine my like terms in the middle here. I've got a negative 21x and a negative 6x. So my 6x squared is going to come down. Negative 21x minus 6x is negative 27x. And then finally, plus 21. And I've successfully done the FOIL method on all three of those. All right, I got one more example problem for you. Please check out that video.